Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this class. Welcome to another session, another segment of our weekly conversation. And today we'll be talking about SAPA versus me. The battle line has been drawn. This is a financial literacy series where we'll be speaking about how you can navigate financial hardships during this period, no matter your age, your level. This information is something that you're going to find very useful. And I do hope that beyond just listening, that you apply, because the miracle is in application. You see results when you apply. Yes, Emmanuel, you want to say something? You didn't join with your audio, so you'd have to type what it is that you want to say. Thank you very much. So, as you can see the picture on the screen, it says, who would you rather be, this or that? Now, this is the image of someone who is, frustrated, enraged, irate. I don't know the words that you want to use, but you can definitely see that this person is looking not so great. This person is not feeling good. This person is experiencing some kind of pain, right? So, who would you rather be? Do you want to be in this position or you prefer to be that? Now, that is me smiling and happy. And you don't just, smile and look happy if there aren't certain things that have been put in place and fixed by you. So I would actually prefer that each and every one of us become that or better than that. Because if people will look better than that, you want to be chubbier, however you want to look, I would prefer that you look like that. So just to throw it open to you, how would you rather be, this or that? I know it's a no-brainer, but I'd like to see your comments. Thank you. And anytime you watch it eventually on YouTube, also please put your comments in the session. Next is, so this is our topic, right? SAPA, severe absence of purchasing ability. For some people, they will say serious absence of purchasing ability. And SAPA is a slang we use in Nigeria to speak about being broke, a level of financial hardship. That's what SAPA, means, or that's what SAPA is relative to. And so the reason why we're talking about this is because given the economic times that we are all in, I mean, it's global, it's not just Nigeria. Everywhere in the world, everyone is complaining about a recession. Money has never been enough. Even when you have a certain level of money, you always want more money, right? And that's why we're having this conversation today. So this will be our outline. We'll be guided by this outline, understanding SAPA and its causes, diagnosing your financial mindset, because your mindset is key. Your mindset is the first step. It's the foundation for everything. Steps to renewing your mind, because the only way you can do better is when your mind is renewed. If you still think some way about money, that will become your reality. And you don't just renew your mindset by saying, oh, I renew my mindset, just by speaking. You don't just speak and stop. You have to continually speak. You have to say it over and over again. So this will be our outline. I do hope that you find value. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. Welcome, Nabella's Kitchen. Good to have you join us this evening. So understanding SAPA, what exactly is SAPA? Like I said earlier, it's a slang, it's an acronym, or not necessarily an acronym, but we made it an acronym to say it's the severe absence of purchasing ability. Purchasing ability is money. Purchasing ability speaks to buying something, purchasing something. And, on this slide, what you can see are the several reasons why people experience SAPA and causes. You can also say SAPA means to be broke. But I think broke is mild, because broke is saying, oh, you don't have money. But the thing is, there are root causes that led to you not having any money. So let's get down to the root cause. why are you experiencing SAPA? Why don't you have money? There has to be a reason for it. Because when the reason is known, then you'll be able to, prefer solutions that will be useful to you. So this is like a soul search. In all of these points that will be mentioned, which one applies to you? And where do you think you need to make an improvement? So I'll be speaking to the causes, and the causes are the ones that we have in the blue in the blue icon. So the first one is one of the reasons or the causes for SAPA is lack of financial literacy. Lack of financial literacy and your mindset. Now, we all know that the reason why you can comprehend or understand what I'm saying is because you have a level of education. It means that you went to school, you learned the basic English, mathematics, and all of that. But in school, we're not taught finances. We're not taught, oh, this is how to manage your finances. This is how to manage your money. We're not taught about that, right? So it's important that we get that education for ourselves, right? It's not going to drop on your lap, just like education did not drop on your lap. Your parents had to take you to school. It requires a level of intentionality. Another reason or cause for SAPA, as you can see, is your mindset. Now, a lot of us have been groomed, a lot of us have been trained. And while we're trained, there are some comments that our parents made. Comments like, oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, money does not grow like grasses. Oh, money is never enough. Oh, I don't have money. A lot of comments that have been made that have shaped our mindset and our beliefs about money. So every time we think about money, we're thinking of scarcity. We're thinking it's just never enough. And the reason why we think that way is because of our handlers, the way they have handled us, the things that they've said to us about money. But put yourself in the shoes of Elon Musk's daughter or Elon Musk's son. Do you think they think about money the way you think about money? And why is that? Because of the environment they found themselves and the kind of parents that they have. So it behoves on you to tell yourself that I'm going to have a renewed mindset towards money. I'm not going to see money as a scarce resource. I'm going to have this abundance mentality where there is always more money than I need. Once you start with having that mindset, it begins to shape and guide every other thing that you are going to do. It begins to shape and guide how you think about money, how you handle money, how you make money, how you manage money, how you multiply money. It just puts things into perspective. It makes things better for you. So just as I've listed what the causes, I also listed what the solution is. So for lack of financial literacy and, having a negative mindset about money, you need to invest in your financial education. Listen to a podcast, just as you're doing now. It shows that you're taking a step. But it's not just listening once. You have to go over and over again. Maybe you need to go for a course. You need to have a coach. You need to talk to more people about money. You need to read articles, blogs. Just get educated about money and embrace a positive mindset. Don't be of the category of people who says that there's never money. They just say something and you're like, what is this person we're talking about? There are some things that you hear and you're like, this is coming from a place of can't really place it, right? But it's important that you have a renewed mindset. And we're going to speak to that subsequently. So the next is black tax and debt. So I understand for us here in Africa, so black tax has to do with you catering for your dependents, family, siblings, aged parents, you can name it. Particularly if you're the firstborn of a family in Nigeria. This is one of the things you're going to face where they say, oh, you need to help your siblings, you need to guide your siblings, you need to do all of this. There's no problem with helping your siblings. There's no problem with, helping somebody, helping somebody determine how they can make way. But the truth is, you cannot save somebody when you yourself you are drowning. So it's important that if you're facing the pressure of sorry, you need to set clear boundaries. Have a conversation with your parents, have a conversation with your siblings. This is what I can do. Because the truth is, to get to a point where you've worked for a couple of years and you see that you have nothing to say, and the people who you put this money together to help, who you have been giving to, when you experience one problem or the other, the question they will ask you is, what have you been doing all these years that you have been saving? And you don't want to be shocked. Or what have you been doing all these years you have been working? So you have been squandering your money, and you're like, you are the ones that have been helping. So first, ensure that you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your future. So do not let black tax. Kindly mute your mic, please. Anyone who just joined, thank you. Do not prosper, please. I think that is you. Okay, thank you very much. And then for debt, if you're already in debt, the first way we can think about it is it, look at the categories of debt that you have. Which one are, have damning consequences? Which one would affect your integrity? Which one have high interest? You need to create a repayment plan. List all the people that you are owing. Create a repayment plan and begin to write, oh, I need to pay this off. And have a conversation with them, have a negotiation to say, I am going to pay all of this. But you know that you're not just going to pay all of that without steps. And that's what will lead us to the next point, which is poor financial planning. The reason why you have found yourself in this situation is because there was no plan in the first place. Because if you had a clear financial plan, things might have gone right. Now, this is not me blaming you, because I know that there are things that happen that we do not plan for. Unforeseen circumstances, unforeseen expenses. Someone maybe experienced fire, somebody experienced flooding, act of God, someone's parents died. Yes, why it's all good to consider all of these. There are ways that we can actually work around this. So for financial planning, one of the things that you can do is to develop better habits. You need to be skilled at financial goal setting. Do you even have a financial goal? Do you even know what a financial goal is? Do you know how it should look like? Do you know what it should be? Very important that we know all of this. The next is the reason why some financial planning don't even work is because of the high cost of living. We've seen the price of goods, services, basic amenities, skyrocket in Nigeria at the moment. Things that used to cost half the price in January have doubled or have tripled, or they're not even available, and your salary or your income are not even increased. It's the same thing. The way things are increasing in the market is not the same way that your employer is increasing your salary, right? So what do you need to do in this scenario? It means that you need to start thinking of creative ways to start earning, and creative meaning legitimate, right? You need to diversify your income. List it out. What are my sources of income? If you have just one source of income, then you know that you are at a risk. Because if there should be retrenchment or downsizing in your organization, it means that you're going to be affected, and you do not want to be there. That's not a place you want to be. You need to be able to track your income. You need to be able to track your expenses. There's nothing like, oh, free money just came inside my hand. Money just came by mistake. There are no money by mistake. No, it is you who is thinking it's a mistake, but you need to plan that money and don't squander it. Learn how to negotiate. If you don't know how to negotiate, you need to start learning how to negotiate. And you need to practice bulk buying. Christmas is coming, the kind of family you have, or you need to buy rice for your parents, you need to buy oil, you need to buy gifts, anything that you think you need to buy. If you can buy them now, buy now. One of the ways you can also do bulk buying is by partnering with the people around you, or you have a group of friends, neighbors, tell them, okay, let's come together, let's buy a bag of rice, 4 of us, and we can divide it into 4. It's cheaper than buying in pieces. So these are some of the things that you want to start thinking. How can I be creative with managing my money and the cost of living? Because it will not get cheaper. It will not get, the price will get less. It is you who has to create ways around it, right? So like I said earlier when we started, this or that, we need to think about how you think about money. You need to diagnose what your mindset is, because like I said, that the mindset is the foundation of everything. We are all products of programming. Sometimes you see some people and say, oh, this person has been brainwashed. Yeah, brainwashing is programming. If you say this person has been brainwashed, the reason why you're complaining is because you were not brainwashed in that angle or in that dimension. If you were also brought up that way, you would have been brainwashed. But the thing is, the way you're living is a certain kind of brainwashing in another angle. So we are all products of programming. So there's a need for us to consistently query our thought patterns. And that's why there are books about money, tell you rich, the richest man in Babylon, rich dad, poor dad. You might say, I don't understand all of these things, but that's how you can get better with your mindset. Thank you for joining. Please mute your mic as you join. Thank you very much. Good to see you join. So, because the reason why it's important that you query your thought pattern is because patterns are predictors of the future. So you cannot say, I will just leave it, it will go. It doesn't go. You need to intentionally work on it, because how you think determines how you're going to end. So you want to have a better life, you need to have to improve your thought pattern, right? It's very, very important, because attaining financial freedom or overcoming SAPA has to do with both hardware and software, because you can earn so much and still earn poor. So the hardware part is, oh, I'm earning money. The software part is, how do you think about earning money? What do you even do when you earn money? What is responsible? What is informing the decisions and the things that you do with money? So you need to start thinking about how you think about money. You are where you are because of who you are, the habits that you do, the action that you do. And you cannot be saying one thing and be acting the other way. Your habits, because when they are stacked together, will definitely show how you are going to earn. So you might think, oh, I want to save. But immediately you get your salary, the first thing you're thinking about is food. You're not even thinking about, how much am I going to save? Do I save 10%? Do I save? That is how to start. It's not, you're not going to wait when you start earning the big billions before you start saving. You have to start from where you are right now. So this or that. And the thing is, you can always move. So wherever you are, there's always a starting point for everybody. So don't say, oh, my case is far gone. There's no far gone case. Even if you're in debt, like you said, there's a way you can draw a repayment plan. You need to get new sources of income or increase sources of income. And all of that's not just for you to not improve yourself. Important. So this first class, series 1, is, sort of giving a foundation, high-level overview of how we can navigate SAPA. And, these are some of the steps that I speak about. And renewing your mind is very key. That mindset is very, very key. So we see the image of the enraged lady, or the lady who's not feeling so good because of money issues. And this is the trajectory that you have to take. Every other thing will fall under this broad bucket. The first one is financial literacy. Like I said, in school, they don't teach us about money. Or even if they teach you about money, it might not be all encompassing. You still have to get some form of education by yourself. What do you understand that money is? Some people say money is 1,000 naira. Money is that piece of paper. Money is currency. So money can be anything. Money is fluid. Money is what a set of people have agreed that should be called money. Money is what a set of people have said would be acceptable. We've seen how money has changed over the years. We've seen some people, kindly mute your mic, please. Thank you very much. We've seen trade by barter, how it started. We see how people started exchanging with salt. We've seen how people started doing cowries. Money has evolved and will continue to evolve. In this recent time, we've seen cryptocurrency coming up as some form of money. And you cannot just stay back and say, I don't understand this. You have to get involved or you'll be left out. So you don't want to be extinct in the generation where you are currently operating. So all of this will fall under financial literacy. Do you even understand what inflation is? Do you understand how inflation affects your buying power? Do you know how you can hedge against inflation? Do you know how to invest across currencies, across geographies, across asset classes? What kind of asset classes do you even know? Do you know there are new things called alternative asset classes? All of this will fall under financial literacy. I'm going to speak about it because I hear people say, oh, the inflation rate has come down, but the prices of things have not come down. It means that you don't even understand what inflation is. And we're not going to get into that today. We're going to pick all of these large buckets and speak to them in subsequent classes. The next is on financial planning. So now you're getting literate. You know that the next step is you begin to take action. You need to start applying everything that you've learned. You're not just hearing and accumulating knowledge just for knowledge's sake, right? 1,000 good intentions are not as powerful as one action. So what step are you going to take with what you know? Now that you know that you can hedge against inflation, how do you hedge against inflation? How do I even start saving? Do I understand what budgeting is? Do I understand my income? Do I understand my expenses? Do I know where the leakages are? And financial planning, basically speaks to three major things that have been listed here. First is ascertaining your position. Now, there's something we call the steps or the ladder of financial freedom. And it all starts with financial instability. The truth is, at every point in our lives, we're always swinging along these steps. You're either in the financial instability, or there's financial crisis, or there's financial independence, or there's financial freedom. And there are tips and strategies for moving from one level to the other. So you cannot say, oh, I'm just fine here. No, you cannot just be fine there because one governmental policy can take you into financial crisis. So it's very important that you keep updating yourself. So there's no end to financial literacy. You cannot say, oh, I've known it all and I'm stopping here. No, you have to keep learning. So for financial planning, you need to ascertain your position. Where am I at this point? And you have to be true to yourself. Like I always say, and I've heard, self-deception is the greatest form of deception. So you have to put pen to paper, a journal, reflect on what you have done so far with the monies, for how long you've been working, how much asset do you have stacked up. When you check all of these, you definitely see, am I making progress or I have a lot of work to do? And there's no need to be hard on yourself, but then you can also be hard on yourself, but don't tarry there. Move ahead by applying all of these things. Where am I? Where am I headed? What is the ultimate goal? How much do I want to have at this period? And if I want to have this money, how do I get there? So that's why we speak to wealth creation vehicles. Now, and before you even say you want to start creating wealth, you need to understand your risk appetite. You need to understand what your portfolio will be like. You need to understand where you're going to start from. So we're going to speak to all of that subsequently, but this is just to let you know that you should not miss any series, right? So this is 1.0 and we're still going to the end of this one. We'll be talking about money and then financial discipline. Now, this is you making a commitment because I know that distractions would always come. You want to feel among, if you're a young person or you're a middle-aged person and you're saying, oh, I think I should buy the latest phone. I think I should do this. I think I should do that. I don't have a problem with indulging yourself, right, in all of these things. What my concern is, have you taken care of the future? You earn money, you have the right to enjoy your money, but you also need to invest in your future because money is tripartite. Money has a past, money has a present, money has a future. So you need to settle these three. So the past is for people who are in debt. You need to clear up your debt. You also know that you need to take care of current obligations and you need to start thinking about the future. That's why you're setting money aside. So pay attention to these three things: the past for the money, the current obligation you need to take care of, and then the future. There's a part that is always meant for the future. We can speak to different kind of saving and budgeting rules, 50, 30, 20, all of that. We'll speak to it subsequently. So financial discipline is you making a commitment to stick to the plan that you have drawn. Because without financial discipline, even your financial literacy and financial planning, it's not useful because a lot of people know, but how many people are doing, right? Learn how to manage distractions. Your friends shouldn't just come and say, "Oh, I think we should go to the Maldives," when they're taking care of their future, and you know you're taking care of yours. Fine. Travel is fatal to prejudice, but you can also travel within your locality. There's something to learn. So this is just you living within your means and avoiding waste and not trying to keep up with the Joneses or trying to keep up appearances and saying what will people say. Truth is, nobody's looking at you. People are not saying anything. And the earlier you know that, the better for you. So next, like I said, money has to do with a certain mindset. It's how you think about money. Some people have money, but they're just hoarders. They just always keep it like they never have. Like it's to go out of fashion. You don't have to hoard. You just need to learn how to be strategic with your money. And so I put together this sort of affirmation or creed that you can speak to yourself about money. You can take a screenshot of it and just always tell yourself, I'm the master of my finances. Money flows freely and abundantly to me in multiple sources and on a consistent basis. I release all fear of lack, for wealth is my birthright. There is always more than enough, and I welcome it with gratitude. I seize every opportunity with confidence, knowing that success is mine to create and multiply. I am disciplined, patient, and resilient. My habits today build my wealth for tomorrow. I give freely, knowing that generosity brings even greater abundance. Every challenge strengthens me. Every setback fuels my rise. I am worthy of prosperity and I live in financial freedom. So it is, and so it shall be. And if you want to say an amen, you can say an amen as it pleases you. So I hope we had a great time in this first high level class, talking about our finances. And next week, we're going to be going into financial literacy. So if you have any questions or anything that you'd like us to speak about in subsequent classes, you can use the chat box. You can put it there. I'll be happy to talk about this. So I want to say thank you for joining this class. And I'm happy to take questions. And so we can wrap up at 8 because I know that time is of essence. Thank you for joining this class again. And for those who join subsequently, I hope that you got value.